Welcome to Let's Talk Investing, a co-production of the Globe and Mail and the Investor Education Fund. I'm Rob Carrick, personal finance columnist at the Globe and Mail, and with me is Cary List. Cary is president of the Financial Planning Standards Council, which is the organization that oversees the Certified Financial Planner designation. Cary, let's talk about interviewing a prospective financial advisor. I like to think this is a job interview. You're interviewing for the opening of being your financial advisor. What are some key questions I need to ask?
I think first and foremost, what are your qualifications? While the qualifications in and of themselves are not necessarily sufficient, it opens the door to say, has this individual actually done their own studying and are they current? So
you want to know the designations and what they mean.
What designations, what licenses, if they're actually going to be helping you to invest in products or insurance, et cetera, what licenses do they have? But yes, designations and what do they mean? Absolutely.
Okay, next question.
What's your approach to financial planning? How are you going to work with me? What's the process you're going to walk me through? For example, are you going to set out in writing the terms of our relationship? Very important.
Is this a good place to ask whether you're going to just get a bunch of mutual funds to buy or whether you're getting proper, full financial planning?
Well, I think you've got to be careful not to lead with the question because, with that question, what are you going to get back is, of course, I'm going to give you the full. So ask, what's your approach going to be? How are you going to approach this? And let the advisor or planner tell you if it's going to be, I'm going to choose the best mutual funds or I'm going to look at the big picture.
What about products? Is it worth asking them what kinds of investing products you're going to be using?
I think it is, Rob, because as a planner who's really going to be looking after your best interest, you want to make sure that they have access to the right products and services, not just the products that their institution may offer.
And what point do you bring fees and costs up?
I would build that in when you ask, what are the terms of the engagement going to be? Am I going to get this in writing? Tell me, what do you charge? How do you get paid? And look for an honest, open, and transparent answer from the advisor as to how they're going to get compensated.
I think it's worth pointing out here that investors and prospective clients should be aware that you will be paying for these services. I think a lot of people are under the impression that you can get financial advice without paying for it. One way or another, you will be paying.
Absolutely, and we always hear, I can get my financial plan for free. It's just not the case. It's a question of how that individual is getting compensated.
Right, and I think we have to understand that the advisor is doing, or ideally doing some work to deserve the fees.
And that's a good point. Even if, regardless of whether they're getting a fee up front or whether they're actually earning a commission, you want them to show you how you're getting value back for what they're earning.
Last question, Cary. What's your thought on asking for references?
Well, I think, Rob, references are always a good thing. We would say that they're necessary but not sufficient. You really have to do your own due diligence. It's your responsibility. Don't just trust the references, but certainly there's no harm in asking for references.
Many thanks, Cary.
You're welcome.